Hello, my name is Rick Lepley, and in this lesson I want to share some thoughts on half steps and whole steps. So the rule in a major scale is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, back to the root note. Okay, so we have 2 whole steps, 1 half step, 3 whole steps, and then a half step back to the root note. So typically I start people out on each string learning the notes of the scale, and I always teach in the key of G major. So the key of G major, let's just look at the first string. It begins on the first string with the E note, really. If you're just playing up the scale, but the 3rd fret is the G, the root note. So it's E, F sharp, G. Okay. Then from G, so let's start on our root note of G. From G to A is a whole step, so there's our whole step. A to B is our second whole step. B to C is our half step, so we have whole step, half step. Now from C to D is our first whole step of our triple whole step team there, our set of triple whole steps. So B to C is, B to C is a half step, C to D is a whole step, D to E is a whole step, and then E to F sharp is a whole step, and then it's a half step back to G. So just for review, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, back to the root note. Okay, so here's my point. So if I wanted to just, I don't have any backing music or anything like that, so don't expect me to get too incredibly creative, but so you know, you're plucking around. Let's just look at the scale on the single string here. So I know what the notes are on this string. I know where I'm at right now. I'm on a C, a B, a A, a G, an F sharp, an E, F sharp, G. Okay, so I know that. But all that aside, what I'm wanting to focus on is the pattern of whole step, half step, whole step, half step, back to the root note. Okay, okay, so in G, starting with the root note in G, I know that if I'm here and I know this is a G, that the next note is going to be a whole step away in that key, in the key of G. Starting with G, the pattern will never change. So it'll be G, whole step, a whole step, a half step, a whole step, a whole step, a whole step, and a half step, and so on. Whole step, half step. Okay, so this pattern is never going to change. So let's say, okay, so let's find the wisdom in this now. Okay, so there's some knowledge. So now where's the wisdom? How do you use it? So wisdom is knowing how to use that knowledge now. So now that knowledge means that, let's just say I start on the A. And I don't know all the notes in the A. Let's say I don't know all the notes in the A, or I wonder, you know, or we'll do another one in a minute, but let's look at A. So what are the notes in the key of A? Well, the whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. You want me to stop saying that? I want me to stop saying that. Okay, so here I am on A, on the 5th fret, and I know that it's a whole step, so that's a B, okay? I know that that's a B note, and I know that I need to go another whole step. So now I'm on C sharp. So I know that in the key of A, the major scale is A to B to C sharp. Okay, now I'm going to go C sharp, a half step to D. Okay, so I have a. So when we switch keys, our ears have to adjust a little bit. The first time around it sounds off, but then you're like, oh, okay, I get it. So here's whole step, half step. I'm on D right now. So I did the half step, so I have 3 whole steps to do, right? Okay, So here I am on D on the 10th fret. So I have another whole step to E. So we know that E is in A major. Okay, so E to F sharp is in A major. F sharp. Is that right? It is. It didn't sound right, did it? Let's try it again. Sorry, okay, so I'm recording a video here and I'm teaching you, but you know what? I can make mistakes. I'm human. And I don't know that I didn't really make a mistake. Sometimes I'm questioning myself, even though I know the rules. It's curiosity. And I always say in my lessons, we cannot be afraid to make a mistake or admit that we made a mistake. If life was just full of mistakes, we'd have a lot of mess to clean up. So we have to be trying to learn from our mistakes. So see, mistakes can be good if we use them for a good purpose. When we make a mistake, inevitably we will. I almost made a mistake saying inevitably. Now there's a word. Say that a few times fast. Whole step, whole step. It's hard enough. Okay. So let's start over on A. So we got A, whole step to B. Okay. A, whole step to B, whole step to C sharp. Now we have to do a half step. So we have a half step to D. From D, we have a whole step to E. From E, we have a whole step to F sharp. From F sharp, we have a whole step to G sharp. And then back to A. So then before the A, I know that on this A, working the other direction, see, that's why G is good, because you can kind of stretch it out on the fingerboard. So see, if I taught in A, we'd always have to be figuring out what's down here. So we have more to figure out. So this is A. So at the end of A, G sharp is the note right here. Okay, this is G. Okay, but G, so I know that before the root note, it's a half step to the root note. So there's that. Okay. Right? So even if you just wanted a quick cheat, or a quick way to figure out what the notes in a particular key are, just knowing the half steps and whole steps, okay? And little lambs eat oats and ivy, or little does or something like that eat oats and ivy. So I think it was the lambs that ate the oats and the ivy. Mares eat oats and does eat oats, and lambs eat oats and ivy. That's it. Okay. Have no idea. All right, so back to what we were talking about. Slight deviation there. All right, so let's try F sharp major. Okay, so we know that F sharp major is right here on the 2nd fret on the 1st string. Okay, so F sharp would actually be F sharp. F sharp. So whole step from F sharp to G sharp. So this one might be a little harder to go through here. I chose the wrong one. But anyways, F sharp to G sharp. Okay? And is this G sharp or is it really A flat? You choose, okay? I'll choose. Okay, you make your own choices in scales. All right, and in life. All right, so F sharp to G sharp to A sharp or B flat. Okay, so our next note is a B, so we wouldn't call it B flat. So we would be wanting to work this way. A sharp to B okay, to C sharp, okay, to D, to F sharp, to G sharp, okay. So there's only 7 notes in a scale, so it doesn't take you long to get there to the octave. Okay, so that was a little harder to wrap your mind around. You know, it can be good to have a pen and paper, pencil, pen and paper, and you know, write these down as you're going through to kind of study this. I mean, it's a good thing to know how many flats, how many sharps, blah blah blah, you know, so forth and so on, etc., is in each key. Okay, but this is a way you can do this. And really, while you're soloing, the reason that you really want to know the notes on each string, okay, and I harp on this, I start every student out this way, is on each string is that you know the notes. Well, one, you're going to know the notes. Eventually you'll know all the notes on the fingerboard, you get used to looking at it. But also, once you start applying this, the rule of whole steps and half steps, if you know that you're on a B here, okay, and that's not a B, it was an A. If you think you're on a B, but you're really on an A. So if you're on a B here, I know that before the B, if I'm in B major, that would be, okay, so now, relative to this B, okay, B major, okay, that I know that the A sharp is the note before that. And if I think about major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, then I know that this A sharp is a diminished, well, it's a note, but in the chord scale, the chord would be diminished. That's why it sounds weird, doesn't it? When it's on its own, it sounds strange. It wants to resolve to this, even that note there, right? You can hear it. Okay, but I know that before this, A sharp, I have a G sharp here because I have a whole step, whole step, whole step before this, right? So here I'm B major, okay. The A sharp is before it because it's a half step to the root note, okay. A G sharp, and now I need another whole, okay, so that's one whole step, okay. So F sharp, and then from an F sharp, the next whole step would be an E, and that's all we can go on that direction. So we went E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. Okay, so we know from the root note now it's whole step, right? So from this root note of B, then a whole step would be to C sharp, and then it would be a whole step from C sharp to D, and then a half step to the E. Okay, so we were at E down here, but we couldn't do a half step to the E, but here's the E. From the F sharp to the E was a half step. So now we have 3 from the E here. Sorry if I was off the screen there, but from the E here, then we have a whole step, whole step, right? Because we went F sharp to E. So E, no I didn't. I went from D to E rather. So here I'm on E, and now whole step to F sharp, whole step to G sharp, whole step to A sharp, and here is B. Yep, there it is. Hey there. Hello, friend. Okay, so that's going to work on every string, right? So let's try the second string. Don't believe me? Let's give it a shot. Okay, so here's B. We were working on B, and we know that the next string is a B string. Okay? Proof's in the pudding. All right, I'm on the B note here on the first string. Okay, so B. Now, so my first note is right here, which is C sharp. Okay, and now I need another whole step. D sharp. Okay, whole step, half step, right? So D sharp to E. Okay, and that's what we did here. That's what we did here. E. Okay, now we need a whole step. You ready? So here E to F sharp to G sharp, G sharp to C sharp. Did I do that right? Did I do it right? No, C, I don't know what I said there. That'd be A sharp, and then back to B. Sorry. Cut. Okay. All right. All right. So A sharp to B. There's the right answer. Okay. So okay. So let's try it one more time. Well, let's try another one on the second string. Okay. Let's try D here. So D is right here on the third. You hear how once we've been in B, how I play this D note? It doesn't fit, does it? So that sounds strange at first. So let's do this, and we're going to call it quits. I'll let you just muse over this. Okay, so here's D. So what comes before D? C sharp. B, C sharp, D. We need 2 whole steps. E, F sharp, whole step to G. So this is the key of D major. G. Now we need a whole step, whole step, whole step. Okay, so I'm G. Is that correct? Where are we at? We're at E, F sharp, G. Yep. Okay, whole step from G to A, whole step from A to B, whole step from B to C sharp, whole step to D. Okay, that 7th note there before the root note, the tonic, always sounds a little strange when you're just doing the scale. All right, there we go. Half steps and whole steps, and how once we know that and we know the notes on the fingerboard, we can play up a string in any key. It helps us to figure out the notes of a key, okay? And then when these are horizontal scales, when you're doing a vertical scale, now you'll start to see this pattern, you know, like just trust me, we're not going to go into that right now, but you'll start to see the pattern, and it'll just open up a whole new world for you. So I hope this was helpful. Take some time to think about it, pick it out on your guitar, and I think you'll agree that that's pretty awesome. All right, I hope you liked the video, like I said, and I hope you subscribe so you can see all my videos. And if you'd like some private lessons, I can do those over Zoom, and you can get a hold of me at ricksminute.guitar@gmail.com. All right, well, I'll see you on the next video. Have fun playing your guitar. Take care.